but now you can.
Oh, okay. I tried a few times, but
You're just gonna start recording without telling us?
I mean, when I enter the room, I always see if the record button works, and then I tell you, hey, we're recording.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, well, now you know.
Anyways,
I just want to say one thing to everyone.
go ahead.
Jasmine Rice.
Jasmine Rice, yeah, she's one of my favorite. Her and India Ari, that's one of my favorites.
I'm talking about the food item. I don't know about.
Oh, you don't know about Jasmine Rice?
I'm eating some.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you're having for dinner?
Yeah, I'm having some Jasmine Rice and some. I forgot I'm on the phone on the Zoom with like several vegans. I'm always outnumbered in these situations.
I eat meat.
There's not several vegans.
Vegetarians. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I'm not a
There's
vegetarian.
There's not several vegetarians.
There's at least two.
There's one vegetarian and there's one vegan.
Okay. I mean, I don't
So
know
if anything,
I don't know why you got to make it so serious.
If anything, we're outnumbered.
I don't know why you got to get so serious about it.
I mean, hey, if you want to give us more power, that's fine.
No, I'm just saying. I didn't expect the thesaurus to come out.
I mean,
Well,
in all
now you
fairness,
know.
in all fairness, I don't eat that much red
Can
meat.
we go back to the previous subject about upstate New York, Flav?
Well, what I was
Sure,
saying.
I do enjoy arguing with you, Cynthia. Let's talk
Okay.
about upstate New York. Now, first
Here
of
we
all,
go.
I'm not from this area, so I actually know geography. I'm just telling you about.
Yeah,
other
so
people.
do I. I know exactly
do
where
I.
downstate and upstate is.
Everybody
are
in
you-
this room has lived upstate at some point in their life.
Exactly. I've lived downstate and upstate, just like you, Flav. And Emily.
And me. The only person around here who has not lived in upstate New York is Misha, and he's in the other room with his headphones on, so he doesn't count.
Mhm.
All right, he's from California. Anyway.
What about Kate? Oh yeah, that's right. Buffalo.
Is Katie in
enough.
Buffalo?
Close enough.
Oh.
Yeah. Buffalo.
Upstate New York is the portion of the United States of New York lying north of the New York metro area. The upstate region includes
I don't
most
need
of the land.
Are you
Hold
looking
on.
for Wikipedia?
I don't need a definition.
We already did this
telling
like a week ago or two, Cynthia.
I'm telling you how
Exactly
wrong
what you're
everyone.
doing.
I'm telling you how wrong New Yorkers are. I'm not telling you what the definition.
You guys are not wrong. Most people consider Westchester not part of upstate, is what I'm telling you. I guess it depends. If you're upstate,
depends
then
on
you
who you're
consider
talking
Westchester
about.
upstate.
If you're like, it depends on who you're talking about. Like,
I guess everyone wants to claim Westchester.
well, it depends on who you're talking about. Like, as far as like
Who you're
the hood-
talking about?
Yeah, the hood claims Westchester to be upstate.
The hood?
The hood.
What the fuck does that mean?
Oh, the streets of New
means-
York?
No.
Yeah, it means
There's no
that
way.
in the
Let me take a
neighborhoods-
survey tomorrow,
No.
okay?
Okay.
So do you want us to like go out on the street?
Yeah,
like,
because
tomorrow
I will say that we here in the greater Buffalo metropolitan area don't consider ourselves upstate. We actually consider ourselves Western New York.
Oh, you
But
guys
that's upstate.
Yeah,
Oh.
upstate actually knows geography. That's different. So you gotta
might as well be in
That's-
Ohio.
That's upstate. You might as well be Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
close.
that's subject to interpretation. Like what you just read, I read. Me and Cynthia, Emily did the same thing like a couple weeks ago, and I posted a link where they depending on where you are, they differentiate. Like it's not a hard fact. It's just an interpretation based upon geography of the state. Some people interpret it as upstate.
So you consider yourself Western New York, not
Yeah,
upstate.
because right.
As if
According to a map.
Western New York is
We
not
do
the
not-
subset
we-
of upstate.
We call ourselves the Western New York or the greater metropolitan area. While it is understood that people in New York City or in downstate or wherever you guys call us upstate, we also and in some areas we do go by upstate. But for the most part in the greater Buffalo metropolitan area, we say we're from Western New York. And we're kind of recognized as Western New York or the greater Buffalo Niagara region.
I think that's because upstate is so large, it forces you to have to differentiate between Western,
Exactly.
Central, or
Right.
Like Syracuse.
generally
and Utica
speaking.
is
Wait,
central.
can I say
Exactly.
something? Can I say something? That's actually kind of laughable, though. How can upstate be so large? We're talking about geography. That's like
saying the United States, and to differentiate, you go by states.
Well, it's like saying downstate. Downstate has to be as large as upstate, right? We're talking about up,
to
down.
me,
I
I
mean,
always-
geographically, no.
To me,
And
I
there
always
are-
thought anything below Poughkeepsie was downstate. So
And there are
I'll
other
figure-
ways to differentiate people who are downstate. There's Long Island, Suffolk or Nassau County. You have the boroughs. Like, I wouldn't just say I'm from the city. Sometimes I would specify. So just because you live in a specific part of upstate doesn't mean you're not upstate.
no, that's true. Like, I mean, my students, for example, would say they're from Queens, not they're from
Yeah.
Yeah, but then technically,
York.
based upon you saying that just because you live in a specific part of upstate doesn't mean you're not upstate. Technically, anybody in any area of upstate can call the area below them downstate.
Exactly. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about like maps. Like, of course, according to a map, all of this is moot. Like, none of this makes sense according to a map.
Right.
Like downstate, there's only this tiny part is considered downstate, and then the rest is considered upstate. When according to a map, that's not even true. If
Right.
you
Well,
ask a New
depending on
Yorker-
what map, even the term state might not be relevant. So, I mean,
yeah, but
we're
most
talking
people,
about current
most,
times.
most people don't. That's not their knowledge of what is considered upstate. It's just New York City is a very New York City minded place, and everything outside of them is considered somewhere else, which is okay, but that's the joke about the upstate downstate thing.
Well, everywhere outside of New York City is somewhere else. It's somewhere other
It's
than
not
New York City.
Exactly.
It's upstate. So I bet you that like no one even, if you said the term Western New York, no one would even know what you're talking about. Down
Yeah,
here.
they
That wouldn't
would.
even-
No, yeah,
People
they
have
would.
heard of Buffalo. It's a major city in New York.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, you mean upstate?"
It is an upstate, though. Western part of upstate.
Clearly, it's all a matter of semantics.
They would just be like, "Oh, okay, you meant upstate. I got you. I have no idea where this Western New York you're talking about is."
Yeah, because I had to correct Emily because she kept saying upstate to me, and I'm like, I live in Western New York. Remember Emily?
Yes.
Like I was
yes.
confused because I like
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You can agree with me every once in a while. It's okay.
Well, it's kind of like, you know, how y'all say pop and we say soda.
I say both.
Yeah, they kind of got both going on there. Buffalo's weird like that. They
Well,
got
it's the
both.
Well, it's the border. You get like Buffalo
Yeah.
might as well be Ohio, guys. Come on.
I prefer Canada.
Well, yeah, but you got to admit that you're closer to Toronto and Cleveland both than to New York City.
Yeah, they actually get a lot of beer. They actually get a lot of Canadian beer in Buffalo.
Yep.
True. True story.
I mean, but New York City is like at the bottom of the state.
Yeah,
we got
population.
Canadian beer in Utica too. That doesn't say anything.
Well, Utica's also upstate.
Utica's
Yes,
also
it is.
also very close to Western New York.
Yeah.
Closer than here.
Well, very close. We're talking, a couple hours drive.
Well, yeah, because if you would consider like Rochester up Western New York.
Nope, we don't.
No,
was
Rochester,
thought
isn't
it
that
was-
central New York?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, sir. Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
closer to-
Rochester,
Syracuse.
Syracuse, Utica are central. But like, I seem to remember it being like a 4-hour drive to Buffalo.
From Rochester?
No, from Utica.
No, Syracuse is 4, and Utica's halfway between Syracuse and Buffalo.
No, and Syracuse is partway between Utica and Buffalo.
Say again?
Wait, no, it's not.
No, you get to Utica before you get to Syracuse.
No, you get to Syracuse before you get to Utica.
No, we drive to Syracuse every other week. You get to Utica first.
Oh, from Buffalo, you.
Yeah, from
No.
Buffalo.
You get to Utica first coming from New York. Like,
Oh, I'm talking from
So you're both-
Buffalo.
Yeah, you both are right.
Yeah, see, Ish, he's talking from New York. Everything is about New York.
so, no, it goes, no, I have the train stations memorized. It goes Goes Albany, Utica, Syracuse, Rochester, then Buffalo.
Yeah, but for us, it's the other way around.
Yeah,
We go
Yeah, you're
Rochester,
both right.
Buffalo. Yeah, we go Rochester's an hour away. Utica's 2 hours away. Syracuse is 4 from Buffalo.
no, Syracuse is
Wait.
2 hours away, and Utica is 4 hours away.
From
Oh
New
my
York
God.
City.
From Buffalo.
No, it's not.
Utica's closer.
No,
No, it's
New
not.
York
Syracuse
than
isn't 2 hours.
Syracuse.
Syracuse isn't 2
Syracuse
hours
is
away.
4
from
hours
Buffalo.
away. We
Yeah.
drive there every other week.
Maybe you're taking a longer route.
No,
No,
you can't.
when
you
we
can't
pass
get there in 4
Utica.
hours. No,
You can't get to Syracuse in 2 hours.
no, definitely not. That would have been
Google
nice,
it.
but
It says 2 hours, 22 minutes on Google Maps from Buffalo to
You cannot get to Syracuse in 2 hours from driving from Buffalo.
This is what Google's saying.
Okay.
2.5 hours.
from where to
Okay.
where?
From Buffalo
From
to Syracuse.
That's what it says from Buffalo to Syracuse.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, it takes 4 hours. We go there every other week.
Maybe you should take a different route.
I mean, if you want us to take like country roads, we're taking the interstate. I mean, there is traffic.
The I-90
Yeah, the I-90,
or I-190.
Seems
the interstate.
I'm sending you a map of New York to show what I'm trying to say.
I thought people in upstate knew geography, Flav. Seems
People
like
in
there's
upstate?
a bit of
Well, he's not in upstate. He's in Western New York.
Oh my God, that's all
Seems-
upstate.
But
So what is considered upstate then? Because there's Central New York, there's
I
Western
guess-
New York.
I guess
don't know where
Rensselaer?
Albany is.
maybe Catskills, Rensselaer. I don't know.
Seems
Places people go.
So wouldn't the Catskills be the Catskills?
I don't know. Places people go hiking and
see now. Look, go
Being-
east to west, or go west to east on the map I just sent. It goes Buffalo, Rochester.
Oh yeah, Utica
Syracuse,
is
Utica,
farther.
and then Albany.
So I think the problem with the well, first there seems to be a huge discrepancy between different ways you can take, but maybe some of it doesn't take the traffic into consideration, because I'm seeing everything from 2 hours and 26 minutes to 3 hours and 32 minutes via US 20A E and I-90E.
So
is the
traveling,
longest.
I understand what this map says, but traveling from Buffalo, we are closer to Binghamton, Elmira, and Utica than we are to Syracuse.
Oh, you're talking about like going down and around, basically.
We have to go the way the interstate takes us.
What interstate are you taking?
Like, come on. Are you telling us there's another one that'll take us directly to Syracuse?
Yeah, 90.
The I-190, the I-990, or the I-90?
The I-90.
So again, if you're traveling to Syracuse, you're going to go, you're going to travel towards Elmira, then to Utica, and then to Syracuse. Like that's the way you're going to travel.
That's not the way we traveled. We went like directly west
Okay.
from Utica.
From where?
From Utica. We went Utica, Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo
Okay.
on the thruway.
Why did I just confuse? And when I said that we're closer to Utica, I meant Elmira and Ithaca.
Oh yeah.
Oh, see, so there you go. That's the confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just putting that on the map. You've got Herkimer and Rome and Oneida over there. Cicero.
I always thought Utica was closer, or Ithaca was.
You're talking like a robot again. We can't hear you.
You always thought Utica was closer to something.
Yeah.
Syracuse.
Utica is closer to Syracuse than Buffalo.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, but I I thought it was like closer. Like,
No, they're not right
neighboring
next door to each other.
'cause I
They're
thought
not-
you're from Syracuse.
Me?
You keep saying you're from Syracuse.
Well,
I thought you were from Syracuse, Cynthia.
No, why the fuck would I be from Syracuse? I
Didn't-
went to
who
Syracuse.
was on first?
Yeah, she went to school there.
Syracuse University.
Yeah.
You were an Orangeman.
Yup.
Well, I wonder if they're going to get rid of that now.
I mean, Syracuse.
Yeah,
is
I
so,
think a while ago they were making
So what are they going to? What are they going to be? What are they going to be?
The
now?
orange. We are the orange.
It just says in the
God,
fruit,
this AC is
the Syracuse
something's wrong.
orange.
Good evening.
Wait a minute. So
Fuck.
wait. So is it going to be the Syracuse oranges?
The Syracuse Orange people.
That
was
doesn't-
Irish pride, right?
It's
They
the
got to stay orange.
That doesn't
It's
sound.
the fighting orange.
Something
But I mean,
like that.
Syracuse is super Irish. I don't see them giving up their Orangeman Irish pride.
No, the Orangeman isn't from Irish people. It's from Native Americans.
Yeah.
No, the Orangeman is from Irish people.
Oh my god.
What happened,
The
Cynthia?
Orangeman is from Irish people.
Jesus, I feel like
Well, yeah,
I don't
Northern
know about
Ireland. Northern people
One of my
from
best
Northern
friends was
Ireland.
an
Yeah,
orange.
I don't know where you got Native American from. Orange and green are Northern Ireland is orange.
Okay.
Syracuse is an Irish town, and that's hence the reason why the Orangemen, because of Irish pride.
And that's why
I
there's so
never
many
knew. I never
bars.
knew that.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with Native Americans.
Yeah, their flag is
Everything
orange,
to do
white, and
with
green.
Irish
Ain't it?
pride. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess they won't get. I guess they'll get to keep it then.
I mean, unless I complain, because like I have the right to complain about people discriminating against the Irish.
Well, I mean, the Irish discriminate against the Irish.
Well, yes. That's just history. But don't you remember I said history was not my best subject?
Ah.
History's hard.
Yeah,
See, I
Irish.
didn't have a problem with the memorizing because, like, I don't have memory problems. At least I didn't have memory problems.
No
But
short-term memory problems.
no, actually, I don't. Like, I still have a pretty good memory. But, like, so the memorizing was never the issue. It was like English and social studies were never my thing because I took everything way too literally. Like,
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so there. Now I see why there was some confusion, because the Syracuse mascot was originally a Native American character named the Saltine Warrior.
Yes.
Syracuse.
yeah, because Syracuse is the Salt City.
Right. Big Chief Bill Orange. Maybe that's where I got it. Maybe it was just embedded from a long time ago. So they just got rid of the mascot, turned it into an orange.
But no, Cynthia, I'm not. I used to say Syracuse because it was like the closest, like,
Big city to you?
well, what I defined big city was like the closest airport.
Oh, okay. Do you have to fly into Syracuse if you wanted to fly close to home?
Yeah, that's the closest we could get.
So you'd
Sometimes-
have to drive from Syracuse to Utica?
Syracuse has an
Yeah,
airport.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a small airport.
Yeah.
it's a baby airport.
It's kind of refreshing to go to that airport. I remember the first time in like forever I went there, and it kind of brought back memories. But it's a very low key airport.
Yeah, it's pretty dead.
I've never
Yeah, I
been.
mean it's good though. You don't have to like go all the way from A to Z just to catch your
Yeah,
plane.
you
You
don't
know
have-
what I mean?
Yeah,
Nah,
but the
there.
problem,
Everything's right there.
Yeah, everything's right there. You pull up and you pull out in your plane. There's no like, you gotta go.
Doesn't Buffalo
gotta go-
have an airport?
Yeah.
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 No, but the annoying thing with the airport in Syracuse used to be that, like, if there was a problem with your plane, good luck getting another plane. Your flight's going to be delayed for ages.
Plane.
Yeah, I feel like
You
they
don't wanna
were.
be delayed
I never
there.
really had that problem though. I feel like, they were doing their thing over there.
Well,
That's some good engineers over there.
in general, like, I never had that problem. I did get caught with a flight that got delayed 2 hours
Hmm.
because of a snowstorm, which, is just what happens in Syracuse. And, like, long story short, I ended up spending the night in O'Hare.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago.
Yeah. Because what happened is that, like, my connection from Syracuse, like, my flight from Syracuse was like 2 hours late, and I missed my connection, and there wasn't going to be another connecting flight until the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
So you just went to sleep in
So you had to go to
Chicago O'Hare.
O'Hare. Yeah.
So I had to stay in Chicago because there wasn't a flight to San Jose until the morning.
Yeah, I had a crazy situation in Rochester back in the day that really, really pissed me off. Like there was one bus I was on.
As much as Wyckoff Hospital.
Nothing. Not much comes close to that. But the situation was a connecting bus, one to the other, and like while we're on this bus, you could just tell the time is really close. And I'm asking the bus driver, like, "Hey, are we gonna make this connection?" And she's just waving me off, like, "Oh no, it's all good. Like we had this planned out." And like, lo and behold, we get to where we're going, and the other bus is left. And I'm like, what happened? And she's, giving me the runaround, like, "Oh, you got to talk to the other people." I think this was like when
The other people.
because there was Greyhound and Trailways were kind of combining trips. It was a bad idea or a really horrible execution. And so you would complain to Greyhound and they would point at Trailway and say it was their fault. You'd go to Trailway and they'd be like, "Go back to Greyhound. It was their fault." And I was like, "No, you guys got to get your shit together." Like,
I fucking hate Greyhound. I
like
used
you
to
guys
take it,
work
like,
together.
every month.
But
The Iron Dog.
yeah, I don't remember there being any problems before they started working together. So it was kind of not a good situation. Luckily, I had a friend in the area who I got to hang out with for a bit, but they didn't care. Like there was no giving me a voucher for a hotel or like anything. It's just like sleep in the bus
Of course
station
not.
until your next
So
bus comes the next day.
so it wasn't quite like my lovely experience in London either.
London.
Nope.
That airport in Manchester is awesome. I'm sorry. Just
Don't
wanted to
get me
say that.
started. Do not get me started about the damn London Heathrow Airport.
I love it.
What happened? What's wrong
Well,
with it?
I love Heathrow.
I think we might have had this conversation